How to create a link in bio page with Squarespace. Hey everyone and welcome. I hope you're all doing great. This is going to be a video for those people who want to utilize Squarespace. So let's say you have already a Squarespace website, and then instead of going for different platforms to create a link in bio, you would want to create one in Squarespace itself. Now there's a way to do it. It's not going to be necessarily dedicated for link in bio, like from Squarespace itself. Well, but we can just work around it and create our link in bio ourselves. It's going to be very easy and simple. It's just going to be a basic link in bio with buttons that lead to links and so on. So we can just go ahead and set those up easily, and I'll show you step by step how to do so. So to get started, just go ahead and open up your Squarespace, go to pages, and basically we want to create our page first. And it's going to be a blank page, or we can just, use a template that already exists. So we can just click on pages. Now you can either add them to the main navigation, which is going to show up on the menu here. Or if you would like to leave it as not linked, you can also create it from here, which I will be doing. But it's completely up to you whether you want it to be from within the main navigation or not linked. Either way, just click on the plus icon, and then basically you would want to just go ahead and add a blank page. And we would want to name it something like link in bio, but you can feel free to name it whatever you want, and just hit enter, and we can just go ahead to the page. So right now it's obviously an empty page, but we can just go ahead and start adding some elements to it. And it's going to be very basic. So we can just click on edit. And the main idea for us here is to actually add buttons that have links to our social media, websites, shops, whatever it may be. But first you would want to obviously make it look good. So you can just go ahead and add some sections. You can just go ahead and browse whichever section you think is going to work well as a header, you could say. I believe the first one here, because it has some, arc to it, kind of fits the whole idea of link in bios, but also this second one kind of looks nice. You can add your image here, and you have a different background image and so on. So just go ahead and select whichever one that you think is going to suit your style best. I'm just going to go for the second one here. And this, obviously, you would want to set it up. So you can just go ahead and start with the text. You would want to add whatever type of text that you want. I'm just going to add link in bio. Obviously, usually you don't really want to state this like multiple times. But, I am really bad with examples. But you know exactly what you should write down there. And then here, obviously, you'd want to also add your brand or whatever it may be. So I'm just going to add some. Let me go for header 1. Tests. Test. Okay, so yeah, test, and we can just go ahead and centralize it by just doing that. And yeah, add your text, add your more text here. And if you want to adjust the image, you can just click on the edit button here, and we can just go ahead and add an image of our own. I'm not sure I have an image on me. Let me just, or actually, I'm just going to browse some stock images and add one. So I just chose this one. It's not really fitting with the text, but you get the idea. Just choose a proper image for the text, and obviously, if you want to change the color of the text, you can simply do so. And then we get to this image, which is probably going to be an image of yourself and so on. So we can just, again, click on edit, add your image. And again, we have the design aspect here. So we can actually make it a shaped image. For example, if you would like it to be a circular image, you can simply choose that. Or you can just go ahead and select shape, and you'll be able to just style it whatever you want. I'm just going to keep it as circular, and we can just go back to design. If you want to do anything else, you can also do so. But now we can just get started with the other layout here, which is going to be this adding a new section basically, and we can just do it from here. And basically, we can just add a blank section, and now we can just start adding our blocks, which are going to be basically buttons, or some even text first, with some sort of styling to say that these are going to be the links. Let's just get started with some text. So we can just click on add block, add some text. Let's just say, again, just testing. Oops, sorry about that. Testing the test. Okay, so yeah, we just add whatever you want when it comes to the text. We can again centralize it, and we can just go ahead and make it at the center here. And then we can just go ahead and start adding our buttons. So we can just click on add block, and we can just start with the buttons. Now, the styling options that we can do here is pretty much you can do whatever you want. You can start by adding text on top of each button. You can just make it so that the text is only the text within the button. It's completely up to you how you want to design this. But we can just go ahead and add even more. So we can just add let's just add like 3 different buttons here that we can just go for. So button, button, and button. Maybe we can even increase the space between them like so. And also this spacing, you can make it shorter if you would like. And I believe if we just edit section and make sure the background, the colors for the section, to make it a little bit darker or whatever, it can also work out that way. We can also make this one the same. There you go. So yeah, I prefer it to be that way. And anyway, we have our image and we have everything. So we have our buttons now, and we would basically want to adjust the buttons to our links that we want. But first, after each step, try to go to the mobile view, because, to be honest, the link in bio stuff is more important with the mobile view. So make sure always that the mobile view is pretty much like good to go. If we go back to desktop, wasn't this text black, if I'm not mistaken? Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not going to change the color of the text, but you get the idea. You can just go ahead and change it. But if we go to the mobile view, I think this top section looks nice. And if we can just increase this as well, it's going to be even better. But this section here, obviously, you'd want to adjust it a little bit. So we can just go ahead and get the buttons and make them a little bit larger, like so. Okay, I think this looks good now. But obviously you can just feel free to edit it the way you would like. And we can just go back to the desktop view now that we are happy with it. And we can just start by clicking on first button, and we can just click on edit. And then from here, you would want to attach link. Just go ahead and add the link. For example, this is going to be for your Facebook. So we can just go to Facebook. For facebook.com. And we can just make sure that it opens the link in a new tab, or if you want to turn it off, you can simply do so, but I just recommend that you keep it on. So yeah, you add your link, and then we can even go to design here, and we can change a few things. So whether it's going to be fill or fit, whether it's going to be secondary button, or the styling options of that you have. If you want to edit a new style for it, you can just edit button styles. And you can just go ahead and do so. So going back to this, we can see now that it has the link for our Facebook. You would obviously want to change the text to say Facebook. Or like I said, you can just go ahead and add text above each single button if that's what you prefer. It's completely up to you how you want it to be. So we can just go to the button number 2 here, change it to be something like our website or something. And you would want to obviously add the link to your website. I'm just going to link it to the contact page because why not? And then here you would want to also edit the last one. Click on this and change it to something like YouTube channel or whatever type of thing that you want, like social links that you want, and just go ahead and attach a link to that. So we can just go for youtube.com. And we are pretty much good to go. So we have our link in bio good to go here. We would want to basically just save it now. If you want to add even more buttons, we can simply just do so by instead of adding it as a block, we can just duplicate it. This way we can just have it like this, change it, and so on. And we can just edit this and change the link and text for it, and we should be good to go. I'm just going to remove this because we don't really need it. If you want to play around with the spacing, you can do so. And we are good to. If you want to add a footer, you can simply do so as well. You can feel free to adjust this website and how it actually looks like. It's basically completely up to you and how you want to do it. But this is basically how it actually is going to function. So after this is done, we can just go ahead and click on save. And we have our link in bio page done, and we are good to go. We can just go ahead and start sharing our URL and our social links, our social media, and we have our link in bio. Now, the URL, just one more thing, the URL for the actual page, you would want to go to the settings tab next to it, next to the page. And then from here, you will find the URL slug. So just go ahead and copy it. And basically, you would want to add your Squarespace account. So whatever your name is, squarespace.com / whatever the URL slug that's it is for you. So for me, it's link in bio. So I would add this stuff here and then .com / link in bio. And this is pretty much what you would need to copy and paste it to your social media. With that being said, hopefully you found this video to be helpful, and thanks for watching.